Alright, so we're going to go over recoil on your guns, and this one's just going to be assault rifles, and the blueprints on here, don't focus on them, don't focus on the attachments, don't focus on any of that. What I want to show you is, whatever gun you use, whatever is your favorite, you should know what kind of recoil your gun has, and you should know how to control it. So, for instance, this one right here is a GRA, it's whatever blueprint I picked. And I'm going to shoot the gun, and we're going to see what kind of recoil it gives. And I'm not going to move my mouse any. I'm just going to let the gun do its thing. So let's test it out. Alright, so this is the recoil it gave me. Let's look at it a little bit closer. So it goes up a few, I don't know, maybe that's about 7 or 8 bullets, and then it starts to move right. Okay? So goes like that. So now, if you ever want to control the recoil of this gun, you gotta go down a little bit and then aim it somewhat towards the left. Okay, so if that makes sense. So because you got to do the complete opposite of this. So let's just say I'm shooting it, hold down, and I gotta keep it left. So notice how I practically kept that thing from moving because I held it down. I just you kind of take a guess, like, okay, about after 8 bullets, and then start going left a little bit, you know. And it's not a very hard thing to do. Not everybody does this. I know most of y'all know it, but I think what some people forget though is that they pick the gun, it's the flavor of the month, but then they forget that, or they don't think about, like, okay, well, what's the recoil really do? Like, does it go top left? Does it go top right? Does it make a snake? Does it just go straight up? Those are things you should consider, because then when you get this gun, it makes it even easier to control the recoil. So I'm going to show some others. I'm just going to go through and just show them to you, and then you can kind of get an idea, and you can see the differences. I'll show you one that goes straight up. I'll show you one that goes like the top left. I'll give you examples like the Kilo. Kilo goes top left. The Ram is, at least the blueprint I picked out. So the Ram on the blueprint I show you is going to look really weird. It's going to be just this wild looking recoil. So let's take a look at them. All right, so here we go. We have the Ram. All right, so you saw that one. Now let's see what the Ram does. Kind of a wild, like top left, I guess, but I mean, it's super wide. Notice how wide that thing gets. Not like that one at all. And it goes top left. So you got you got your GRA that does the top right, and you got your Ram that just makes this little, almost like a little S right here. So let's see if I was to control that, see if I can keep it. A little bit harder for me. I don't use the Ram much, so I would have to really get used to the Ram. But see, notice how since I wasn't used to that type of recoil, my my pattern is pretty big compared to this guy. This one, the GRA, I mean, I've used that one for so long that it's fairly easy to control. Let's check out another gun. Let's check out the AK. All right, so we got the AK. Let's compare it to this Ram right here. I'll put it straight in the middle. The AK I like. The AK, I already know what it's going to do. Straight up for the most part. Like, it does the little squiggly, but it does a decent job of just kind of, all you got to kind of do is just hold it down for the most part. There's a little bit of moving left to right as you shoot it, but like on this blueprint, it is just, you know, the upwards motion. So if I was to hold it, it would look like this. Holding it down. Got to control that little bit of going left to right on the sway right there. So it's not nearly as good as the GRA, as you see. But again, if you're someone that's used to the AK, use the AK all the time, you might be able to make that one a tighter spread right there. I just don't use the AK much at all. Alright, so we got the SCAR. Let's see what the SCAR looks like. So this is a 7.62 ammo. You would expect it to look like this, right? It's not. Let's see. Move it right here. It's not going to do this straight up. Kind of makes a similar pattern to the GRA, just a little bit. It actually doesn't kick up as much, but I believe that's because I want to say this thing has 20 bullets in there. don't know if I can take a look. Let's see. How many bullets are on this one? Oh no, it has the 30 rounds. So, it's not nearly as long as the GRA. So let's try to control this one. Very easy to control, alright? I mean, it doesn't really show it, but man, I barely even went out on that one. So, very easy control for these attachments, and I mean, that's because I'm so used to the move up and then going right. Like the M4A1's like that, the GRA's like that, the SCAR's like that. What else is like that? I think the M13's like that too. So a lot of the guns that I guess I'm pretty good at, they do the top and then the right. I'm kind of used to pulling down and then pulling left a little bit, and I can keep those spreads pretty tight. Alright, so here's my old trusty M13. Let's see if I can make myself proud, but after, let me do a first test run. Let's just show you the top right recoil it does. Alright, saw that? It shoots extremely fast, so that happens, you know, within like a second or so. Now let's compare it to the other ones. You see, that one's starting to fade away because only so many bullets can play on this, or can show in this game. Now let's see if I can hold it tight.
Ammo's low.
Pretty tight, just like the GRA. It shoots so fast that actually it's kind of hard for me to see when the iron sights that it's just all that debris flying off in the, and I also believe it's the AR gas. I believe the gas coming off this AR. Let's see. Yeah, see? It looks like you have a bunch of gas coming off of that. Alright, so here's the Odin. The Odin is a pretty cool looking recoil. The Odin is extremely long, so when I shoot this thing's just, it is longer than pretty much. I can't think of a gun that's longer than this one. Let's see. Look at that. Giant ass snake right there. Now, the good thing though is the Odin's actually not too bad to control the recoil. Even though it has high kick, it's, when you get used to it, it's not that bad. But at the same time, when you have some crappy attachments, it sucks in my opinion. Like it's too much. Like especially when you try to shoot somebody like 150 meters away, you start getting kind of ticked off if you don't have the right attachments. Now let's show you what it's like just controlling it. So not too bad. I kind of, at the very end, I kind of screwed up. I got a little lazy right there, but it's not too bad of a spread. You know, besides that one, that's when I got a little lazy and let that one get up too high. Alright, so we got the FAMAS. FAMAS is not going to have much recoil, man. I mean, it's a burst gun. It should reset, and that's the reason why I say it's not going to have much recoil. It may kick up for the gun, but every time it resets, it's going to be back kind of near where it's at. So, like, let's aim at this particular mark right here, and let's just start shooting. Okay. So it didn't really move much. Now, like every, I think like third hit or so, it would kind of get up in this area, and then it kind of makes its way back down. So not a whole lot of recoil. These are great guns to use because they're in bursts. Like the M13 does this, or not M13, the M4A1 does the same thing. So you can put like the M4A1 in burst. It's going to have a pretty similar pattern on it. It might actually have a better pattern if I recall. Maybe I'll check that out and show you. Let's see. Alright, so let's check out the M4A1's pattern. Notice how it's the top right. That one, on this particular setup, is kind of close to that Odin. But you can make it tighter when you change the attachments on the M4A1. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this M4A1 a burst and show you what it looks like when it's on burst mode. I'll just get rid of the 60 rounder. And we'll put in the burst one. Where is it? Burst. So let's just see what it looks like. So here's your FAMAS right here is what it looked like. So let's put it right next to it. Very interesting. Did y'all even know that? Look how tight that spread is on the M4A1 with a burst. Pretty crazy, huh? Probably weren't expecting it. At least I wasn't expecting that, because the FAMAS is a 3-round burst gun. Like, that is the whole point of it, at least on Call of Duty, that it is meant to be the 3-rounder. It's supposed to be extremely accurate, and it's supposed to take down people. My question is, why is the M4A1, which shoots the same round as a FAMAS, why is it have less recoil? Now, don't quote me on the same round, because now that I think about it, maybe it's a different type of length on the bullet on that 5.56. Maybe it's a longer 5.56. I don't know. Maybe it's a special round on there, but the diameter size is the same, and so just interesting, huh? All right, so here's the FAL. This is a single fire gun. Let's see how it compares to the M4A1 burst and the FAMAS, the 5.56, whatever they call it, the FR 5.56. Let's see what the FAL does. So we'll put it right here. So not nearly as tight as the other two. Now the FAMAS does shoot, like, it does put out some damage, and it is a good gun. Especially right now, they buffed it up quite a bit. But notice the recoil on it. It goes up a little bit and then makes this tight right, and then it kind of stays on that side. So let's see if I can keep that one solid. Not as much. See, I don't shoot the FAMAS much. So I was pulling down, and then it got to a point where it was no longer kicking up, and it actually made me, like, that was, these shots down here was me just pulling my mouse down too much. Not used to that. Let's see if I can do it one more time. It's a little bit better. I kind of was expecting the recoil, and so I kind of made it a little bit better on that one. And since we got the pistols out, let's see what the pistols do when they're recoils. Not bad. It's like a shotgun. Alright, so now we're going to do the kilo. Let's see what the kilo does. So it's a top to left one, and it's really not bad. I mean, that's pretty solid on the kilo. Not bad at all. Alright, so no attachments on this gun. No attachments. So let's see what the recoil is with 0 attachments on the glue. Kind of reminds me of the AK a little bit. So it just goes up. It does shoot the same type of round. So it's pretty similar to how the AK acted. And that's without attachments. So we put some attachments on here, we'll tighten it up more and make it even a better shooter. Alright, so here is my burial ground. A lot of dead bodies over here. It's very unfortunate. I hope you learned something off of this video. Kind of got an idea about how recoil works and what you should do to fix it. To just go over that one more time. Whatever pattern your recoil makes, so if it's top to right, that means you should be pulling your mouse or joystick down to left. Shoot the gun more than once for your recoil, because sometimes your recoils, they don't look the same. They'll be close, but they're not exactly the same. Maybe it's like 6 bullets and then it starts moving right. The next time you shoot it, it might be 7 bullets, or, you know. So just kind of get an idea though on what the recoil is going to do. And so then every time you use it in Warzone, you know how, you know, you should be already pulling your mouse back, you know, to the left or down or to the right. You already know how to do that, and it's not going to cause you to miss a whole bunch of shots. All right, and you'll also hopefully get more headshots that way, because now you'll be able to control it more, get into the headshot range, and hopefully get lucky and get some headshots off of that. So if you have any comments on it or suggestions, maybe you want to see some other videos, let me know and I'll post them. But thank you for watching.